And if anybody thinks that indeed what I'm saying is not true and that, that doesn't prove anything, all I got to do is say, when you ask me a question, no, I ain't going to answer you. Because I don't have to do nothing. Just like Baba would say, you have people stand up in the audience. Like I say, there's two different types of questioners. Questioners that are honestly seeking this divine information to further their growth and development spiritually. And then you have questioners that ain't seeking nothing. All they trying to do is punch holes in whatever it is that you bring. And they're real easy to spot. And, you have beings that would stand up and tell Baba, well, all right, you answer this then. And Baba said, wait a minute. What you should be saying is, would you answer this, please? Because I don't have to do nothing. And if I choose to shut my mouth, who then becomes the loser? Me or you? When I know where you know not, though you think you do. And how do you grow to see? Well, all you got to do is say, well, I know that. And the entire galactical family hears you. And at that point, they say, well, he don't need to know nothing else. Because the wise man knows he knows nothing at all. But everything I know, I'm letting you all know right now, I don't have all the answers. I merely come carrying my portion as a member of this family. That's it. That's all. The same way Baba does. And the same way you should. Because, in a real way, we're all connected. And each of you are like fruits on a tree. Your growth and development, and or the transformation doesn't occur for all of you at the exact same time. And it just so happens that mine has. So don't get mad at me because something divine has happened to me. What you really is mad about is because it hasn't happened to you yet. You just sit back and chill and maybe it will. Who knows? If you stop being so, mean and cruel and show a little divine respect and humble out, I ain't going through it no more, man. I'm not going to turn Oso Ice Radio into a boxing match and or a boxing ring. I'm not even going to, deal with it no more. Address any of it, because to do so is foolish. And if I continue to deal with that in any way, what does that make me? I want to ask this entire family. And then put yourself in my shoe, any of y'all. Would y'all deal with it? It's beneath me. It's mundane. I'm not going with it no more. Now, anybody else got some questions? And what's going on in the chat room, man? Tell me now. Come on. I want to know. I know y'all out there. Bunch of y'all. And I know all y'all listening to me. So come on, talk to me. I'll talk back. We family. Y'all. Huh?
I guess they don't want to call in, so...
I wouldn't want to call in neither, especially if I'm going to call in to start something, and a person like myself done said what he done said, you see? Because I know when I call in, I'm going to be exposed. I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb among agreeable beings disagreeing. And in that, my nature then is exposed. That's why I wrote the thing called Identities Revealed. Because, and I said, if you sit behind an icon on your page, come from behind the picture. Put your real picture. Put your government name. I don't care whether my name is, presented to you all. I have nothing to fear from my family. But if you keep in mind the Tamahu on shows like Montel Williams keep calling, Atun Ray, the White York. And if you notice, they keep calling me Mark Brady. Check this out. I'm Atun Ray. But give me the respect of, carrying a righteous name, because, again, many of you carry righteous names, and I would never call you by your governmental, because governmental merely means govern the mental. And I'm not trying to govern anybody's mind. You got enough problems with, the governmental agencies like welfare and Section 8 doing it to you in your home. So on that note, we can see it's not hard. Ain't none of us Stevie Wonder. And this is not going to be a rainy night in Georgia, and nor is it going to rain all over the world if we but start acting right. Ain't nobody in here blind and or deaf, dumb, because that's what you call up moon, mook moon, and su moon, deaf, dumb, and blind. Don't know no better. Come on, let's do this, because it's time to get Baba out. You didn't know? And I'm ready to work. And I don't want them killing me. Just because I'm a sacrificial lamb don't mean I'm going to jump up on the altar and say, here, slit my throat. And if anybody wants to see the documents, the evidence, I invite you, especially if you family. I'm right here, and I ain't but one little brother. I got a small frame. I ain't but $1.50. And what business do of, me jumping in somebody like Lord Albert's face needs to occur? Man, anyway, I'll tell you like this, I wouldn't even entertain it. Because to do so would make me a mental midget, which is something I could never be. You think so? Speaking like I speak? Come on, get a can and get right. Not tomorrow, tonight. And let's get this done. All y'all want to sit back and talk about how much you love Baba? Come on, then show some support. Let's go on and do it. We got opportunity that's quickly approaching. Because I got to be in court January 4th, which is just days away. And that's step one. And we should be dialoguing, don't you think so? Now, where's all the phone callers? If nobody's going to call, Malik, then tell me what's going on in the chat room, and you ask some questions, whatever you might think the nation needs to know.
Okay, well, like we said earlier, we would sort of switch the, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we were going to try to switch the topic, and because someone had asked the other night in the chat room about Osoites and...
Well, again, I'm going to say this. The Osoites are merely those elders, listen, who established for you all the science of Nuwapu way, way long time ago in ancient Tamaray, which again was given to the children just to see who amongst you had the ability to make proper choice. By which here today, you know, come on. It shows in the way you act, talk, and think. Sound right reasoning, if indeed is not sound, not hard to, you know, see that in place amongst a being who is not acting appropriately. That's not hard to see. It's not. And all of us should do better. So, no matter what. And in that, come on, get your inheritance. It's called alchemy. Any one of y'all ready to learn? Come on, we're going to get alchematically busy anytime you want. But my job, again, is only to teach you basic alchemy. And, anytime you want, I'm here. But I got to get out of here alive, else the science dies right along with me. Because they ain't now Amorite you know that's really going to teach you. Because they don't want anything that has color to have that type of power ever again. You think they do when they don't? Now come on and call on in. If not, then maybe I need to just go ahead on and just wait and see what happens. And hope and pray that, something touches your heart center and you all start to respond. That has already been said, and maybe not talk so much no more. But yeah, that's what the Osoites is. The Osoites is not a separate entity from the Nuwapian nation. No. We are those beings who were and are not just chosen, having made the choice, but so also in our genes genetically are not children of the Most High, but are elders of the Most High, such as Kansu and myself and Bob and many others of you who have not metamorphosized as of yet, but can and will once you receive the Monatomic, the good Monatomic, that the Osoites will be offering you. Check this out for free. And if indeed, man, I was a con artist, why would we and Jay have posted up free information like that for more than a year? When indeed, we could have got all that information published, but we're about to get all this other information you all ain't seen published, no problem, and put it in book form. But Baba's order is to saturate the penitentiaries with it. And you all should, help. Like, I shake and bake and I help. Somebody should be saying. But we got to sit back and see what you all do. And I want y'all to know something. Baba's watching. And he's seeing just how many of y'all, are going to call in and participate or, stand in the back and not show yourselves like a Nicodemus or only come talk, when don't nobody know. Because you all don't want your face to be seen. There's many, many different things and possibilities that we as a collective can make manifest. Why? Because as individuals we fail. Y'all forgot that part? It's not until you produce the power of Elohim. As an Elo, you can do but so much. And I am just one being, and it was never intended for me to do any of this by myself. And so, if don't nobody show, I'll walk up in there alone and spit at the devil with my last breath, if indeed they try to take my life. Because, if you ain't got nothing to die for, bro, and or sister, you ain't got nothing to live for. And the most noblest cause, which there is no more nobler cause than the right to continue to live and or life, especially as a race of people. I'm telling you, they getting ready to kill us all. Now, after this, Malik, if don't nobody call, how much time is left?
We have like about 30 minutes.
Well, that 30 minutes, if don't nobody call and you don't see nothing in the chat room, we're going to end the show right now.
Okay, I see someone in the calling in, but I think they're just listening on air because I don't. They could be just listening.
What's the area code?
It's a 347 area code. I think I know it is.
Well, again, why would you call whoever you are and not say nothing?
Well,
come on, talk.
In order to, you know how the way Blog Talk works. In order to listen in on via the computer, you have to register, but you can still call in to the telephone and listen to the show. You can do it two ways. You understand?
Well, look here, it's been a beautiful, beautiful evening. And again, I'm very thankful to have addressed our family. those of you who have listened, maybe you all, in some way, I pray, have heard something that will cause you to respond and or be the better you and participate.
Well, let me unmute the call and see if they wanted to say something or ask a question.
Well, you could ask whatever you want.
Got a little freeze up here in the computer.
And that's because ask our command. And, you know, the Illuminati. Or blockage. But we can't leave good old Lucifer out either, you know, him and his team. You feel me? From Lucas Studios in, you know, Marin County, California.
The caller that's on the air right now, 347. Did you have a question?
Yeah, this is Kareem.
Hey, how you doing, my brother?
Okay, that's what I thought, brother. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. I had just had a friend of mine call in. I thought he might have called in and catch him on the line. Brother, why? Yitzhak.
Nobody has called in, my brother. Nobody has called in. Tonight, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. I think our family is in a state of absorption.
No.
Which is exactly where they should be.
I was with him earlier, with him and his mate, and we was talking of you, and I was speaking to him of you, and she was interested in finding out where the blog was. So I just called them when I was just talking to Malik for them to call in. So when I got home, which was about 10 minutes ago, I thought they had called in.
They're more than welcome to. I'm right here, and you know, anything that they want to talk about, I'm here, and
This is a slow process and a scary process for a lot of Nuwaubians who are headstrong on, you know, looking in other directions.
Yeah, you know, the same thing occurred in every situation by which the Most High has sent those chosen entities to assist us as a people and or nation, you know, like in the congregation of Marcus Garvey, where the transition went from Marcus Garvey to Noble Drew Ali, and then again, you know, from Noble Drew Ali to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You see, many people got stunted in the growth and, you know, sit still in that mentality to this day because, you know, if you look, Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches the doctrine of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and you know, in a real way, that information was designed for our people in, you know, the late 1950s, early 1960s, on up into the 70s, you know, which is a time period prior to there being crack on our streets. You see, the condition of our people at that time was extremely different than it is now. And as we live, so also does the conditions of our people change and their problems. So as long as we are living, and we are still living and very much alive, what makes anybody think that the Most High is not going to keep sending forever new things?
Right. I remember the master teacher saying that in Islam, they had made emphasis on the Prophet Muhammad being the seal of the Prophet for us to just stop right there and not look for any more forewarners to come. And a lot of Nubian Muslims had stopped right there and did not see Elijah, Garvey, so forth and so on.
Yeah, if you really think about it, Morpheus, that's absurd, you see? Because, again, we are very much alive, and like Baba has said many times before, if indeed a thing is alive, it must keep changing and growing, else it's dead, you see? And, you know, again, I think our people tonight are in a state of absorption by which they are absorbing, and that's good. That's good. You know, it's not like I won't be here again to answer the question. You know, this is not the last radio show, but the hourglass has long since then. And like I said, you know, step one starts January 4th, of which time I will be going in front of, listen to this, y'all, a Judge David A. Haight. Now, do you think that name is that way for no reason? And the clerk of the court name is, watch this, just like Baba's judge's name was Ashley Royal, this lady's name is Linda A. Ashcraft. Now, how much ass command you need? You see? In a real way. So, I mean, it's always right there in front of your face, like common sense. Common sense is sometimes the hardest sense to have. Why? Because it's common. It's right there in your face most times. You just don't see. Just like the mind meld, the picture of it in the Holy Tablets the whole time. And when I came saying that indeed it had occurred with me, you know, many of the beings said, man, please. Why? Because it hadn't happened to them. You see? But that don't mean it won't happen. You see? If you just humble out and make the choice to be of the chosen, because it's only by way of a choice that the chosen are made. See, in order for me to be able to talk about the Illuminati and their mama and their God and everything else, right, I would have to be prepared, meaning, you know, that to an ordinary being, most of you would find quite frightening. Why? Because you would be scared that they would kill you, which, I know they want to do right now to me, but I'm not scared. I'm concerned. I had to be prepared, and I was prepared by, and I'm going to leave the being's name out of it, who is a very good friend of Baba, by being given a substance that would remove fear from my being. Listen, when in it, I experienced death for 7 minutes. And listen, this substance, y'all can read about, it's called 5-MeO-DMT. Now, and I'm not here. And my advice is don't go try this stuff because, and let me tell you something, most beings who participate come out of it extremely frightened. I came out of it laughing because, it was exhilarating in so much as that, everything that had occurred, it happened exactly like I knew it would. Meaning you dissipate into becoming one with the all in every way, and you have full memory through it for 7 minutes, you see. And what it does is it not totally smashes the root, see, because if indeed would have nothing to hold the etheric hue in the body. It's the root chakra that keeps the etheric hue, in place in the physical shell. And it's through an etheric umbilical cord that you can leave out of the body, and you have out-of-body experiences. Many of you might have had dreams when you were young and wake up and couldn't move and looking down at your own body.
Yeah, quite. I had many of those.
What happens to me now?
That's because if you were to, align your chakras, find out what the chakras do, how they work.
You're down to 4 minutes.
Okay, and listen, I want to say thank you to the entire family. Kareem, thank you for calling in, my brother. And again, I love you. And, I send my love to your family and everybody else. And whoever the beings were, ask them to come again. We'll have the show posted, and I'll be here. And
for the information.
What you say?
Thank you for the information.
Man, thank you. It's been more than, only wish I can do more. You see? For my family, that's right. I love all of them. No doubt. No matter how bad, many of you treat me. I'm not asking for a lot of love. You just love me a little, you know what I mean?
Doing a splendid job. It's just that, it just has to be extended to more ears.
Well, we're doing the absolute best that we can, and, man, I'll give out before I give up, but it's
patience. Patience be upon you, my brother.
Well, as an alchemist, that's the one school that most alchemists fail, you see? My patience, I failed that school, in so much as that my patience is as long as my fingernails. I don't have none. Because as an alchemist, patience is the art of waiting on something. In alchemy, you were taught, why do you have to wait on what you already have? What's already there, you see? And besides, who has patience with a patient? Meaning a sick being who, in their existence wants to sit up and argue and, don't show no compassion and your character assassinate. Man, nobody got no patience with that.
That's why they ask so much of you.
Honestly, I don't have no problems with giving nothing less than my all, but be decent in your acts. And because when you ask, you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be open,
Okay, we're running down to 2 minutes.
Fine, everybody know that.
Going down to 2 minutes, we're getting ready to wrap up the show. Just wanted to,
Did I have another question with regard to the Monatomics?
yes.
Basically the brother, Ra had mentioned that it was available and that it was available. How is it used?
Well, again, picture the electrical system of the body as being copper wiring that is now grown to be outdated. What the monoatomics do is to implement into the body superconducting elements that fuse themselves to the existing electrons that are already there, which is like removing the copper wiring, the electrical system, and replacing it with fiber optics. You see, which moves the electrical current through the body that the more swiftly, and in so doing so unlocks the genetic code. You see, and that's what triggers whatever's in there to come out, because the body will then balance itself. You see, like if you're overweight, you will slim down. If you're underweight, you will pick up. You see, and it will return to its 0 point. Say this before I go. All the entire family, again, I, Atun, may send my love, and I pray to the Most High that indeed you all, in some way, feel it. And I say to you all right this minute, go now. And love each other the same way that you know that I now love you. Hotep.
Okay, Hotep family.
Hotep.
Hotep, thanks again for joining us for this broadcast on Blog Talk Radio. And I just wanted to mention one thing at the end of the show. Brother Kareem was speaking about patience, and wanted to say also that Baba, in his mission, in the beginning, he ran into a lot of obstacles also. And over a period of time, people began to see who he was by the things that he manifested. And some things do take time. So I just wanted to end on that note, and what's up, everyone, and watch it.
Peace in the land is truly wonderful.